This is a video about making what we call a remote estimate or quote. Now, you might use a remote estimate or quote when you don't want to go out and visit the customer in person. There's lots of reasons for that. At the minute, on the 18th of March 2020, it's because we can't, because we're all trapped in and quarantined with the coronavirus. But obviously, hopefully, we're hoping that some semblance of normality returns in 2 or 3 months, or however long that might be, which will enable us to actually go out and do this job. But in the first instance, we don't have to visit the customer to make an estimate if we use the technology that we have. So we have integrated WhatsApp into Flobot, and we're going to have lots and lots more integration coming over the next 2 weeks. But for the minute, what we can do is take our customer here who's rung up, Abby Metcalf. She wants to have a vinyl floor laid, or at least an estimate for it, and we haven't got the ability to go and see her. So we're going to ask her to send us some videos and some images through WhatsApp. So to do that, we click the WhatsApp icon in Flobot, and it opens up with our WhatsApp account. Now, the advantage of WhatsApp is that everyone has it, and that means that they're going to use it to send the videos and images quickly to us without having to faff around attaching them to an email. And this makes them more likely to do it. At the minute, they don't have much choice, but when the pandemic is over, I think this is going to be the new reality for the population, which is not going out to visit people if we can absolutely help it, for the environmental reasons and because it costs a lot of money to do so. So what we're going to do is use this here to download these images. Now, at the minute, I'm going to copy and paste these onto my hard drive and then upload them into Flobot. But as I said, in 2 weeks' time, all of this will appear in Flobot, all the communication, all the messages and all the videos, so we won't have to do that. Nonetheless, at the minute, it is still eminently useful, and we haven't really got any other options because, as I said, we can't go out anyway. So here's the videos and the images that the customer has sent. So I'm now going to use that to build a template quote very quickly for the customer. So I will go over to quotes and sheets. I'm going to add a new quote, and I'm going to select a template from the templates that we have for a vinyl cushion using screeded subfloor. So this is going to create me a complex quote or estimate for the subfloor. Now, this might not be relevant to your industry, but you are going to have complicated quotes if you're in field services, or relatively ones anyway. So here you can see I've got a quote that tells me cushion vinyl, how much it costs to fit, the glue, the uplift and removal for waste, screed, a primer, and how much it's going to cost to put that screed down right here. Now, first thing I want to do is get those images into the quote itself, and to do that I'm going to upload them here. Then I'm going to add these images in, and upload them, then save them, and you can see now that these have populated down here in the quote description of works. Now I'm going to use those to build an estimate from, because I can see the floor, I can see how big the floor is, so I can use them to estimate. But also there was one other thing that she sent, which was a video, so I'm going to embed that as well. So if I click that in there, and in actual fact, if I actually put it on from YouTube link, it should just embed. So there you can see. Now this is massively useful, because not only does it show me what the room looks like so I can build an estimate, but when I actually publish this as a project sheet, all this can be downloaded on the app to the actual installer. So now they know exactly where to fit this, and they can actually see a video before they go, or while they're there, to see exactly what they want to do. And finally, acts as an agreement between the customer and ourselves as to which areas we're actually going to do. We might also find that once we've done the job, and she might come back to us saying, look, you've taken a massive dink out of the wall here, that we've got the evidence to say, look, it was there before. So in all respects, this is very useful. So once we have that, I'm just going to have a quick look at it and estimate the size of the room. So I can see that that's what, 2 meters by 3 meters for the dining room. So I'm going to put that in here. and I can see from the kitchen that we're looking at 2 meters by 1 meter or 1.5 as it's an estimate. Just going to over egg that one a little bit because I think it's probably a little bit larger. And then I'm going to add the kitchen. So that gives me 10 square meters. Now I've got all of these items in my quote. I can link them in a ratio, and then I can simply change 1 to 10, and it's going to change all those instantly. So now I've got a very fast quote for the customer about how much this is actually going to cost them to have this project done. So just to recap there, I've got all the images that I took that they sent me. I've got the video as well. Down here I've got a description of the work, so it's an estimate subject to a site survey, a list of what we're going to actually do, a link to the flooring itself, and I've also got some description for maintenance and installation and technical information. I can put a sub template in here if I want to also for different types of flooring and products. But once I'm happy with that, I'm going to send that off to the customer, and then just like you'll find in all the other videos, there's a process whereby they can accept that quote electronically, and then we can automate it, but that's for another video. But for all intents and purposes, we have made a very fast and accurate estimate here for the customer without ever visiting them, what, in the space of, you know, less than 5 minutes, and probably less than that if I hadn't been talking. So for all intents and purposes, that is the end of this video.